As a successful real estate agent, coach, and mentor, and as a top producing real estate agent, people always ask me, what is the most valuable tool in my business? So whoever you are in the world and wherever you are right now, you don't want to miss this episode because I'm about to reveal my most valuable tool inside of my real estate business as a top producing real estate agent that focuses on apartment locating. All right, guys, so let's jump right into it, okay? If you guys notice, I actually said the most valuable tool, right? Not the most valuable thing, right? Because obviously in any business in the world, as you guys probably already know, marketing and your lead gen is the most valuable thing in any business, right? But the problem is I don't want to just answer by saying my marketing, right? Because that's a multifactorial answer, okay? What platforms are you using, right? You got to consider the kinds of ad goals, the marketing objectives, the certain creatives you're doing, what's your marketing goal for your multiple ad sets and ads that you're running. And so that becomes a really multifactorial answer. So that doesn't really count in this example. Today, we're going to talk about the actual most valuable single tool in my business as a real estate agent or apartment locator or realtor, whatever the heck you want to call me. We're going to get to the bottom of the most successful tool right now, right? So that tool is a sales funnel. And surprisingly enough, right, I didn't even have to spend a lot of time thinking about what the number one most successful tool is because it was so blatantly obvious that a sales funnel is definitely the most important tool that I use to bring value and efficiency inside of my real estate business. All right, so I'm sure in some part of your lives, you've heard the term a sales funnel, right? You probably heard about it before, but we're going to talk about what the heck a sales funnel actually is and how it makes your business life a lot more efficient and easier and why you need to actually pay attention throughout this whole episode because we're going to drop a lot of value and golden nuggets right now. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is what the definition is when it comes to the term a sales funnel because people give a lot of definitions, right, with these terms. So I like to actually Google that stuff and then read it to you guys, right? So we'll see what Google actually says. And then I'll give you like the layman's terms of like how I would define it. All right. So if we check out Google right now, like we just type in definition of sales funnel. Okay. What is Google actually saying? All right. So what is the meaning of sales funnel? The sales funnel, also known as a revenue funnel or sales process, refers to the buying process that companies lead customers through when purchasing products. The definition also refers to the process through which a company finds, qualifies, and sells its products to buyers. All right, so that makes sense, but they didn't really define that this can also be used with clients and services, right? Because as real estate professionals, we don't really have customers, right? We have clients because we offer a service because we're real estate agents. So really in layman's terms, I would say a sales funnel is just basically the process of lead gen for your potential leads that are going to turn into your clientele. So that way you can offer them a service and help them rent an apartment if you're an apartment locator, because that's the easiest thing to do with your real estate license that makes six figures. But even if you're a realtor, it's the same thing, right? It's just lead gen, right? So the process onto which a potential lead hits your website or sales funnel and then becomes a lead and then maybe gets pre-qualified during that process of becoming a contact for you, right? So that's all it really means. A sales funnel is like a modern day website, basically. I don't even use traditional websites anymore because sales funnels convert way more cold traffic and cold leads compared to a traditional website. I'm going to give you guys some examples too, right? If you're listening to this and there's a video, then I don't know if you're on YouTube or the podcast, but if you're on the YouTube channel, Apartment Locating, I'm actually going to show you a walkthrough of examples of traditional websites that I think are laughable because they're not converting as much, right? And then I'm going to show you the difference between that and what a sales funnel looks like, right? So this is just going to be a value-packed episode in today's topic, what the heck a sales funnel is. And what I also want to do is, if you're an apartment locator, I want to actually in real time in today's episode just Google a bunch of random apartment locator websites and show you the things they're actually doing wrong and things you could tweak, right? So if you're an apartment locator and you have a website or a sales funnel, this will add a lot of value to you right now, because we're going to talk about the things that are just killing your conversion rates, aka it's killing the process of which a potential lead becomes a true client for you, right? So we're going to look at that in real time. I'm going to record my screen over my shoulder and show you guys my laptop. But before we dive in, let's talk a little bit about the statistics, right? So traditional websites will convert cold leads, just random people that have hit your website, maybe looking for real estate services, at about 3 to maybe 5%. All right, so if like 100 people visit your website or so, right, in a day, they're looking for real estate services because they Googled like, I need a cheap apartment, or I need a realtor in my city, and then you pop up, right? If you have a traditional website with a lot going on, several pages, you've got all these tabs pointing to all these different things, then 3 to 5 people out of every 100 might become a lead for you, right? Because they'll figure it out eventually navigating through your complicated website, and they'll turn into a lead. But the cool thing about sales funnels is that they're a lot more targeted in the sense to where there's not a lot of pages, there's not a lot of buttons to click. Usually there's one button and a very, very easy to read short text paragraph on why they need to go ahead and give us your information, and then what we can do for them in exchange. I like to use a lot of video in my sales funnel. Well, one video, so it's even easier for people to just quickly click on and understand that they need to become a lead for me right now, right? So when you use a sales funnel instead of a traditional website, you can close leads as high as 20 to 40, and I swear I've seen 80% conversion rate one time in my career before, right? So 40 to 80% conversion rate for leads, as long as those leads are targeted and they're really looking for a real estate professional, right, is a whole lot more than 3 to 5%. So in my mind, right, if sales funnels are similar to websites, but they convert at 40 to 80% instead of 3 to 5%, in my mind, I like to keep things very, very simple, right? Because I'm not a genius, I'm a pretty simple guy when it comes to business. But if you're telling me that a website and a sales funnels are, they're very similar, but one converts way higher, then why would I ever use a website ever again inside my entire career throughout the day that I die, right? So it's just very black and white that sales funnels are modern and much more efficient and useful compared to a traditional website. So I don't even have a traditional website in my business anymore, because it's just a thing of the past, right? So that's why I use sales funnels exclusively for absolutely everything I do. And without further ado, let's actually go and Google and look at some actual apartment locator websites, right? And let me just show you the things I'm going to do wrong, right? And by the way, I'm not picking on anyone. I'm just going to randomly Google apartment locator in random states and just pick random websites, right? So this has nothing to do with trying to embarrass a random company that might be doing it wrong, because this content and my channel is all about giving value, so that way we can help other professionals work more efficiently and scale, right? So if you're listening to this and you're not subscribed, first of all, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're on YouTube. And if you're listening to this through a podcast or something, then definitely subscribe to the podcast as well. But let's get to it right now. All right, so here we are. So what should we do, right? We should just type in like, I need a cheap apartment or something. Actually, let's be more targeted. Apartment locator. Let's do like Houston or something. I don't know, right? So apartment locator Houston. And then let's go ahead and see what's up. Okay, so some of these companies, it seems like they're running paid ads on Google. That's pretty cool. So obviously these companies are a bit more modern if they're running real paid traffic. So let's go to all right, so let's click on I don't know, move for free apartment locators or so. Let's just click on their website real quick. All right, my first impression of this site or so, move for free apartment locating. Okay, I know it's apartment locating, bedroom, bathroom. All right, so it's like, hey, I guess it's trying to tell us go ahead and put in your info to find an apartment. So let's try that, right? Search by city or state. I don't like this interface. So I'm in Austin. Let's put Austin. Let's say we need a 2-bedroom, a 2-bath, max rent 600, not optimized. Okay, 1400 rent max. I guess we hit search then. Here are some random apartments that might not be relevant to me either. So like I don't that wouldn't be the first thing I show people. And then there's like what's going on over here. There's like reviews and stuff. Okay, not that hard. Houston Metro links, that's weird. I don't, okay, that's a little confusing. There's just a lot going on here. But let's see if it's actually, no pictures on all their, okay, so this is really not optimized. And it's like, where do I even become a lead, right? Like, let's say I need help. I'm having trouble even becoming a lead for this company. Like, like where do I put my email? So check availability. Let's see here. This might have just been a bad example. Maybe they're still working on their website or something. Contact this property. So I do see this a lot, right? Like a lot of the times when you finally, it's like so look, it's like we finally found a way to become a lead here. But when a lot of companies stack their requirements and then make all of them requirements, this is proven to straight up lower your conversion rate by 30%, right? So it's always better to ask these questions one at a time, because what you'll find is that when you ask all your requirements like stacked like this, people are just like, man, that's a lot of hard work. I'm just gonna bounce instead, right? So when you ask questions one by one, it's almost like now it's better that way because they answer one question and it goes to the next. They answer another question that goes to the next because they don't know how many questions there are. And what's happening is the more the first couple of questions they answer, it makes them motivated to answer the third one because they just did that work, right? Like, all right, I just answered two questions, I might as well do a third one. And then once they answer the third question, it's like when the fourth one comes up, it's like, well, I might as well just do the last one because I just answered three. And then once the fifth one comes up, it's like, all right, I bet this is the last question. So it works a lot better because instead of becoming like a really exhausting task for people to put all their info in, it becomes like little micro commitments is what we call it. So I would rather ask all of these lead gen questions one by one, and you can easily do that with a sales funnel, right? So obviously this isn't really a sales funnel. So yeah, that's really not optimized. I would ask one question at a time, so then they become micro commitments, and it's a lot easier. And then you can convert at 30% more just right off the bat. All right, so apartment locator, Dallas or so. Let's see, hellolanding.com, apartment find a home in minutes. Is this an apartment locator website? Let's see. All right, here we go. Here's one, Dallas apartment locators or so, right? So let's go to this website and see. Discover your luxury lifestyle. Start your search or call. I think it's cool that they put their number at least, but the thing is you really want them to hit your sales funnel so that way you can build your CRM list. So this one, let's go ahead and see what their processes are like. So start your search, contact us. Again, they failed because they're stacking all their requirements and they're making them all requirements. You see, so instantly, the problem with doing this way is that if this company starts running paid advertisements and stuff, they're just going to spend 30% more right off the bat because they're just like, would you want to fill this out? It's like it's a company you're not even really sure about because probably an ad popped up that they can help you find an apartment. And then they hit you with all these like, hey, give us all your info and it's all clearly required because of this red asterisk, right? So when I see this, I just instantly see 30% less leads that I'm going to collect. So I just want to show you a bunch of these companies that are doing it this way, right? So that way you guys can see in real time, like I'm not just making this up. Most companies don't utilize a sales funnel and they don't optimize their front page, their home page, which is really a problem when they start running ads. The apartment locator. All right, let's go to the website. We locate the perfect apartment for you, find the best deals, and save you time. Our service is free. I actually like their call to action headline. It's very to the point, so that's really cool. Let's see how this is going. So name, email, phone. That's actually not bad. He just has a couple stacked, and then max budget. Okay, but it's not a requirement. And then let's get started. What's your credit like? This one isn't too bad at all. The only thing here is that when you scroll down, there's like, let's see, we strive to be the first. Okay. Now it becomes to be a lot of text. I feel like one paragraph like this would have been enough, but now there's a lot of text and it's just proven that a lot of people don't read a bunch of text. So they could have optimized that a lot better here. What do they have here? Like some areas around where they can help. The apartment locator. Okay. All right. So this one actually wasn't too bad. I'd probably limit it to like 2 or 3 actual requirements, which it seems like they did, but then they stacked some other stuff on top of it. I do kind of like their headline. It's very simple. They're using way too much text though. No one's going to read that. And then this is distracting. Like all these buttons and stuff right here. Whenever you put links and stuff on your home page, it's always not good. It always like you convert less leads when you do this. So like the fact that I can just click right here and then move away from becoming a lead is not good, right? Because look, it's more value, and I see this a lot with locator companies. Like they're just trying to add value to people and information, but they're killing their lead gen, right? So it's like okay, that's one way to avoid becoming a lead. Look at all these links that they're adding, like Lower Greenville. Like you can do this later with them when they become a lead, right? Like there's so many links everywhere to click. This is just distractions, in my opinion. Like there's a link to their Yelp. That's another distraction. Visit our office. Why? First, I would want them to become a lead. So I think what they did up here is okay. Kind of a lot of stacked questions, but it's not too bad. I like their headline. I would probably optimize the way this looks. But and then all this stuff right here is just like too much text. Why are there all these links everywhere? And then look at all these tabs that they're doing. How we help. Like, why not just tell them how you help in a video right here, right? Properties. That can come later after they become a lead because they just listen to how you can help them, right? So like I wouldn't put any of this stuff here. Blog, what's that going to do? First you need them to become a lead. About, contact us. Like most of blog stuff, I would just email them, and just set that up in my CRM, not put a tab right there. Contact us. Well, they're about to right here. So why is there another button up there? So a lot of these companies do a lot of this stuff wrong. But let me show you now what a sales funnel that I use will actually look like and why it has been working great for me, and the reasons I think it's better than traditional websites like the couple that we have shown. All right, guys, so let me show you a sales funnel that I use, right? Boom, look at this sales funnel. Look how short and sweet it is, right? So basically, with this sales funnel, if you notice, right, I have no tabs up here for a reason, right? So what I've noticed is that when you take a more simple approach, really with everything in business, things just work better, right? Because here's what a lot of brokers and real estate agents and a lot of businesses don't understand, right? Wherever they clicked the link before they got to your website, they clicked because they already know you're a real estate professional and that you can help them rent an apartment or buy a house or whatever you're doing, right? So they knew that about you before they even got on your website, right? So you don't need to really add so much irrelevant content on your site if all you're really trying to do is turn that person into a contact inside of your CRM so they're a lead for your company, right? So if you notice with this sales funnel, it's not like it's magical, right? And works great just because it's a sales funnel. The reason it works well is because it's simple, right? And nowadays, what brokers and real estate agents need to understand is that people have the attention span of a goldfish, right? You just go look the studies up, right, online. But humans have the attention span of a goldfish, right? So you have to give them exactly what they came on to look for right away without any distractions. And that's how you spend less in marketing and really, really just ramp up the efficiency of your business, right? So if you look at this sales funnel, I have no tabs up front, right? It says add your brokerage firm name here, right? So you would put your company name here just because we have to, just to stay within the legalities, right, of the real estate commission. So boom, that's your brokerage firm. Let's read what I have to say, right? Find the right apartment, right? Because if you clicked on this site, you probably want to find the right apartment, right? So find the right apartment. I am, whatever your city's name, I am Austin's top apartment locator. Let me help you find the right apartment per your criteria the first time around. Because I know that that's exactly what they came on here to say. So I'm not going to tell them anything more than what I know they want to hear, right? So here is the best part. This is a free service to you. We're paid by the apartment complex. Plus, your rent does not change going through us. These are very critical things that you need to be communicating to your audience, right? Like, hey, this is free. And when you work through us, your rent doesn't even change, right? So why not click the button to the right and get started? So that's all I actually write for text, right? Now, it's also been proven that when people read like positive testimonials or like a good quote from a previous customer or something, like that's called social proof, and that does really help because it's like someone else endorsing that your service actually works. So I do add one piece of social proof, right? And here's a little, I call it like a success story, right? And so number 225, so they know we've done business a lot, right? So I never knew that I could actually save money in a newer apartment before I called this company. These guys are so good, they even take the utility costs into consideration before recommending properties to you. Thanks a million for the help during my moving process. Literally couldn't have found my new apartment place without you guys. Right? So that's it. I just had one piece of social proof that's like, hey, this company actually is awesome. And then exactly what they need to hear and nothing else, right? I'm not going to tell them, so much in text because I know they're not going to read it, and there's really nowhere to scroll anyways, right? So we've got a couple little things right here that are like just a couple one sentence, so it's just kind of emphasizing what we do, right? Like, hey, we'll find you good amenities, we'll find you good specials. In case you want to read this, that takes you 1 second to read, right? So I might do little things like this to make it look good, but for the most part, I'm just telling them what they want to hear, so that way they can hurry up and become a lead for me, right? So what I also do is, a student of mine actually that joined my coaching program gave me this idea, but one of my students came to me and they were like, hey man, like every time I get leads and I call these leads, I always have to tell them how my service works, because a lot of them don't know what an apartment locator does, and so they want to hear it from me. And it's like, my student was telling me it's kind of exhausting to just always say the same 1 minute, hey, this is how it works, this is what we can do for you, over and over and over again whenever I generate leads, right? And so to solve that problem for student, I came to the idea of, why don't we just say that in our best outfit, in the best way we can, looking super professional, with put on the best makeup, whatever you need to do, one time, and then you record yourself doing your 1 minute pitch, and then you upload it to your sales funnel, right? So wouldn't that be more efficient, right? And so what we do here is I upload a video of just me explaining the 1 minute pitch that you're going to say to clients over and over and over again whenever they become a lead. So you can solve that problem up front as they're turning into a lead, right? And I also add a call to action where it's like, oh, so all you got to do to actually get started is put in your info below this video, so it seems more like it's real, and you're giving them a call to action and you're telling them exactly what to do, and you're funneling them through the process of becoming a lead, right? So that's what a sales funnel is all about. It's all about being very simple, and it's all about telling your people exactly what they want to hear, not a word more, and then just giving them a button to become a lead, right? So what I do here is I ask for their first name only, not their full name. Right? I ask for their phone number and I ask for their email. And the only two requirements I put are these two, the email and then the phone number, because you need that stuff to contact them, right? The name is not even a requirement. I just offer it anyways, right? So then so what happens is, if you just, when they see the video, I'm telling them how the service works. So it's like, hey, what's up? We're an apartment locator. So if you guys have never worked with an apartment locator before, it's super awesome because the service is free. We help you find the best apartment through our paid database. So it gives us access to all the apartments in the whole city, and we'll tailor them through your criteria. And the best part is that our service is free and the base rent doesn't even change if you go through us. So why wouldn't you hire a professional to make your life easier if it was going to be free, right? So don't you want to get started? Of course you want to get started. All you got to do is put your name and your email right below this video and then click one button, and that's it. We'll take over from there, right? So I record myself saying that, right? And I upload it one time, and then people watch this and they're like, wow, these people are actually on camera. This is probably a real company because they're on a video, and it made a lot of sense what they said, right? And it's super quick, so that way I convert 30% more leads, right? And so all they do is they put their info in, and they thought, okay, that looked pretty legit. I definitely need help. I'm going to go ahead and click this button. Boom, you click the button, right? And so now at this point, I already have a new lead inside of my CRM thanks to utilizing my sales funnel. And I've already explained my services on how it works, right there in a video, above the button, right? So everything is super, super efficient. And now when I contact the leads that come through and become leads for me online, I don't have to explain my service every time because they just heard it, right? So when I reach back out to them, the whole process is smooth, right? And so, a lot of the times I see websites and brokers that they try to like pre-qualify their leads as they're becoming a lead gen, right? That's why we remember all the stacked questions like what's your credit, all that stuff that they were asking that I said was too much. So I do that on the next page, right? And so what I do differently is here I connect to a messenger bot and it actually pre-qualifies them through Facebook Messenger, which is an advanced tactic that we don't have time for today to go through. But if you wanted to do the pre-qual just inside your sales funnel and not through the advanced tactic that I use, then it's actually super easy to go ahead and get that done, right? So all you got to do is you come into whatever your sales funnel host is. I use ClickFunnels, but wherever you're hosting your sales funnel, right? And look how easy this is, right? I'm going to show you how easy it is in real time to just edit this stuff on the fly, because we're using a sales funnel without the need of hiring like an expensive developer to do this for you, right? So all you got to do is you click this button right here, you add a column. Look how fast this is, right? I'm literally doing this live. Go to form, and then all you got to do is click on survey, boom, right? So now your survey is done, right? And you go to edit survey options, right? And all you do is you add a couple of questions here and you go, hey, what's your credit score, right? Let's do a couple together. Hey, what's your credit score? And then you do an answer, right? So the answer right here is like, I don't know, like 400 to 500. Like that's pretty bad credit, right? You do a next answer, 550 to 600. You do another answer, right? Like 620 to 700. And then another one might be like 720 to, just do the ranges that like make sense for you. And then that's it, right? You go back here and look how easy that is. What's your credit score, right? And then you just add another question. Like you could do like, do you have any broken leases or evictions? And this becomes super, super valuable when you're asking this stuff, after they give you their basic info, like the name and the number, because that's all you really need. And it's not going to hurt your conversion rate, your rate at which you generate leads, right? That's the whole point of doing this stuff after they become a lead, right? And so do you have any broken leases or evictions? You can say like no, and then you can add another question, yes, and you can do like eviction, or you can do like just a broken lease. I mean, you're getting the idea. You can get really creative with this stuff, right? And so you ask all your lead gen stuff right there. And let's change the color of this. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do text color white so you can actually see it. Boom. And really that's it. I mean, you can design the text color later, but that's literally how easy it is to set up your pre-qualifying stuff, right? So it's like, why do you like ClickFunnels? Because it's amazing. Hey, what's your credit score? 600. Do you have any broken leases? And you see how it's asking these questions one by one, right? So they don't know how many questions there are, which also helps you in your conversion rates of getting leads, right? So yes, eviction, boom. And then once this stuff is done and submitted, then you get all the results like within your host, within your sales funnel host. And it's all very easy. Obviously, I offer like A to Z walkthroughs if you decide to become one of my paid students. So there probably should be a link somewhere if you guys are interested in that. But I just wanted to show you in real time how easy this stuff is when you just work with sales funnels instead of traditional websites. So this is my most valuable single tool in my business other than the marketing is using a sales funnel, right? Because all you have to really do is you just go to the first step of your sales funnel and then just grab this top link right here. And you can use this through free marketing methods, even if you like post Craigslist ads, even if you post free ads on, I don't know, free platforms. I list all the free platforms in my paid program, the Apartment Locating Masterclass, obviously, and I give you A to Z walkthrough guides. But the cool thing about why I like sales funnels so much is because you can use this stuff with paid ads if you're running professional paid Facebook ads and Google ads, right? You can also use this with free ads and just paste it everywhere around your social media for free. And it just, when people click that and jump on your website and they go through your sales funnel, it's just so much more efficient. And there's not a lot of wasted text or space if you set it up properly, and it actually works better for generating a lead. And at the end of the day, as real estate agents, once the lead's generated, hopefully they went through the pre-qual, but even if they didn't, we're going to call these clients and close them over the phone anyways, right? So that's why it's very important to have a very efficient sales funnel up front, right? This style of sales funnel works much better than any of the other stuff that most brokers and real estate professionals are using. I just showed you some examples of some random companies that are doing things wrong. They have all these tabs. Things aren't really targeted. They have way too much text everywhere. There's no social proof, really. Why is there so much scrolling? You know what I mean? They're doing a lot of things wrong. No one's utilizing a video. So this is how you get things done right. You get a competitive advantage by utilizing a sales funnel, which is better. It's going to convert more. It's actually easier to edit. You don't need an expensive web developer. And this is why a sales funnel is the most valuable asset in my real estate business. And I hope this added some serious value into your careers. Please follow this channel and start utilizing a sales funnel in your freaking business already, right? Okay, because let me just end this episode off with one last thing, right? It's not knowledge that is power, right? That's one of the biggest scam quotes of all time, right? Knowledge isn't power. It's applied knowledge that is really power, right? So you guys know what's up now with sales funnels. Actually go apply it and execute it inside of your businesses. And when you do, go to Facebook and send me a DM and be like, Pierre, I set it up. Thanks for your free video. I appreciate you. That would make me really happy that day if you did that. So without further ado, hope you guys appreciated this video, and I will see you guys on the next episode.